Hi Cardinals, today is Wednesday, May 13th, and today we are going to be working on baseball. So if you are anything like me, you are majorly missing baseball season, whether you were playing it or watching it on TV. And contrary to popular belief, I am not a Washington Nationals fan. I am a New York Mets fan through and through. Did I root for the Nationals when they were in the World Series? Yes. Was I super excited that they won the World Series? Yes. Would I have been rooting for them if the Mets were in the World Series? Well, they're in the same division, so they wouldn't have both been in the World Series at the same time. But no, and during the regular season, if the Mets are playing the Nationals, I'm always going to root for the Mets. However, if the Nats are playing somebody else, I will root for the Nationals. So today, in our baseball unit, we are going to be working on pitching, batting, and catching. Hope you have fun today in our lesson. Hopefully baseball season will get back underway soon. Here are the materials you're going to need. A can, a softball, probably like 3 of these, a roll of tape, 2 paper towel rolls, and a pair of scissors. You're going to be using all of these materials to really work on batting. And I'm going to show you how to make a bat next. But the can is going to be your tee to hit the ball off of. The softball is the ball. The tape, the scissors, and the paper towel rolls are going to become your bat. I'm going to show you how to make a bat now. To make my bat, what I'm going to use is 2 paper towel rolls, tape, and a pair of scissors. How I'm going to do this, I am going to cut the edges of the paper towel roll in strips. So just the edges. So I'll make 2 cuts. So just about, it's like making fringe on something if you've done that. So just about that big. So I'm going to do that all the way around, about 1 inch or so deep. And like I said, all the way around the paper towel roll. What I'm going to use this for is to interlock the 2 paper towel rolls together. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to try to match up the cuts. So I'll do the same thing. Again, making them about 1 inch. Okay. So now with those edges, what I'm going to do is interlock the paper towel together. So that it is overlapping. So they're overlapping just like that. So now what I'm going to do is take the tape and I am going to wrap it over where both tubes are meeting together. So I'm going to put a couple pieces because this is where the bat, if it breaks, this is where it's going to happen. So I'm going to put a couple pieces on top. I'll do one more. now I have my bat. So now that I've shown you how to make your bat out of the 2 paper towel rolls and the tape, now we're going to work on our batting. So I am a right-handed batter. My right hand is going to go closest to the middle of the bat. So it's convenient because we have the center of the bat, which is where we put the tape together. That's where the 2 pieces are coming together. My hand is going to be just about, just below the midway point of that first paper towel roll. So that is where my dominant hand is going to go. My non-dominant hand, so my left hand, because I'm a right-handed batter, is going to go on the end of the bat. I want to make sure my pinky is at the end. So my hands are going to be, they can either be touching or they can be slightly apart. You don't want them like this unless you're bunting. But your hands are going to be slightly apart, relatively close together at the end of the bat. When you are swinging, you are going to have the same basic motion that you would when you are throwing. So you're going to rock back and step forward as you swing, and that's what's going to give you the momentum behind the ball. Again, if you are doing this inside, like I have said in every other unit we've done so far, make sure, even though again, we're using a sock ball and a cardboard bat, that there is nothing around you that you would accidentally swing your bat into, or that objects are going to fly through the air and hit and break. Again, check your surroundings. Make sure you are not going to break anything. So again, I'm going to put my non-dominant shoulder towards my target, which is you right now. I'm going to have my dominant shoulder behind me. So I'm standing sideways. This would be standing straight at you. I'm standing sideways. Again, my non-dominant shoulder is facing my target. Again, my dominant hand goes on the middle, right below that middle piece of the bat. My non-dominant hand goes at the end. I adjust my grip so that it's comfortable for me. I am then going to set my sock ball up on my can. So again, my can is my tee, and I have set up boxes on top of each other as my stand for my tee. So I have my can, sock ball on top of my can. I put a small chair in front of the box just so that if I hit the can or the box, everything doesn't go flying away from me. So I have my ball on top of my can. My hands are in the right position. I have the right stance. When I'm standing here, I want to have my feet just about shoulder width apart. So feet are not together. They're not super wide. They're about shoulder width apart, maybe just over shoulder width apart. So again, check my hands. Now, what I'm going to be doing is looking at my target. So I want the ball to go in front of me, but I'm going to be looking where I want, what I want to hit. So I'm going to look at the ball. I'm going to start with the bat on my dominant shoulder. So here would be my hands straight in front of me. I'm going to bend my elbows, take the bat over my dominant shoulder. Feet are shoulder width apart. I'm going to look at my target. I'm going to step with my non-dominant foot forward. And as I come through, I'm going to swing the bat and hit the ball. I want to make sure that I follow through. I don't just stop here, that I follow through. Probably not a good idea to throw your bat in the house. So again, I'm going to look, step into my swing, swing the bat, and follow through. So put up another softball, look, step, swing. That time I hit the can. Get a softball, look, step, swing. Oop, did knock it over. Look, step, swing. Get another softball, look, step, swing. And one more. Look, step, swing. Now you practice. So now we're going to talk about pitching and strike zone. So the strike zone is defined the space between your armpits and your knee when you are swinging your bat. So most people do not stand completely straight upright as they swing. They bend their knees and they crouch down a little bit as they're batting. So again, we talked about before, you step into it and swing. You're not standing completely upright and swinging your bat. So what we are going to do now is measure our strike zone. So what I did is I put out my home plate because the strike zone is the area over home plate. So I put out my home plate and I put a box and a sticky whiteboard with a smiley face on it because this is where I'm going to be aiming. When I'm pitching, again, I want to aim between the batter's armpit, so armpit, and the top of their knees. So right about where this red line is, and here. So this is going to be my target area. When you are pitching, you want to go through the motions that we've gone through before. So I, T, L, throw. So again, I, T, L, throw. If you are an experienced baseball player, or you say, Miss Petty, I throw all the time. Why do I need to stop and go I, T, L, throw? I am not expecting you to pause at each position, but the natural motion of a baseball throw, assuming you're throwing overhand, is I, T, L, throw. You just don't have to stop and think about each position. If it's a natural movement for you, you're still doing it, and you're doing ITL throw, you're just not stopping and pausing. I don't expect you to do that. So if you're just learning how to throw, make sure you go through I, T, L, rock back, throw, step forward. But if you are an expert at this, you're just going through the motions. Okay, so I have my strike zone mapped out behind me. So now what I'm going to do is take my softballs. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them right here. So I'm going to pick a spot in the room and I'm going to work on I, T, L, throw, trying to hit the target. Again, make sure there is nothing on the wall that is going to break. So we have I, T, L, throw, hit the target, I, T, L, throw, I, T, L, throw, I, T, L, throw, I, T, L, throw. So most of mine hit the smiley face target. I would say that'd be on the higher end of the strike zone. So now I'm going to try to hit the lower end of the strike zone. So maybe the bottom part of the target, the top part of the box. So let's see. Get my 5 softballs. All right, so now we have I, T, L, I, T, L, throw. I, T, L, throw. I, T, L, throw. I, T, L, throw. Okay, so now what you're gonna do for 1 minute, you're gonna see how many times you can hit your target that you have set up for yourself in 1 minute. When you're done with this, I'll meet you right back here for our next part, which is gonna be catching. So something that we've talked about previously with catching, you want to think of your body in two halves. So if you find your belly button and draw a line, above your belly button is one half of your body, and then below your belly button is the other half of your body. If you are catching an object above your belly button, you want to put your thumbs together to catch the ball. If you are catching something that is below your belly button, you want to put your pinkies together to catch the ball. So if you have someone to play catch with, that's great. You're going to be catching back and forth, getting some high balls and some low ones. If you do not have someone to play with, like I do not right now, you are going to toss up to yourself and practice catching. So first thing I'm going to do is practice catching above my belly button. So when I look, step, toss up, catch with my thumbs together. Look, step, toss, catch with my thumbs together. Look, step, toss, catch with my thumbs together. After you have practiced tossing the ball up and catching above your belly button, above your waist, then you're going to practice tossing the ball up and letting it fall down so that you're catching the ball below your belly button. This is definitely a little bit harder because you have to time it right and move with the ball. Okay, so look, step, toss. Look, step, toss. Look, step, toss. Look, step, toss. If you think you're really good, see how long you can wait before you move and still catch the ball. So go ahead and practice tossing above your waist and catching with your thumbs together, and then catching below your waist with your pinkies together. I'll meet you right back here when you are done catching. So that is our baseball lesson for this week. Have comments about how to make our lessons better? Have suggestions for what lessons you want to see next? Email me. I'll put my email address, just like I always do, in the credits. You can come to my office hours. I'm live every day, starting at 11, usually to about 11:30, Monday through Thursday. But I'd love to hear from you guys. Miss you. Bye.